Let's go paint a barn. Michelle Manriquez from Drop That Brush, and I want to help people who are non-artists become artists. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell. The picture, the sketch, and the value study will be in the links below and also on Facebook, Drop That Brush. So you can paint with me. The picture was taken by Tom Sullivan. Thank you, Tom, for sharing your work. Rarely I paint barns. It's not my thing normally. There's a lot of detail and stuff, and I prefer it a little more free and loose. But this one really caught my eye because there was beautiful sunlit coming from the door. And I thought, I started thinking, okay, how could that be happening? You know, is it totally the path, the barn is totally gone? Is it a window shooting through that door? How is that happening? So to me, it tells a story. It makes me want to think about what is about that barn that made it happen. I put the picture into the app, Notanlzer, and I want you to see it. Wow. The darks connect throughout. I just love that. And so it's, you know, it comes up and down and around and loops around, and it's just one big dark shape. And so that immediately says it was an amazing painting to paint. Then I decided, okay, I would like something that guides you to the light. It didn't have a pathway, but I'm just doing a pathway that guides you to that beautiful light that I have no idea where it's coming from. So the colors we're going to be using are warm yellows and reds, cobalt, red oxide, and Anthraquinone blue, and I never can say it right, but I love that blue. All right, so let's go paint a barn. Cute little barn. Let's just see how this rolls. You know what I do when I first start? I want to make sure that wherever the white is, stays white. And this will be this area, okay? And so I'm just going to, and this color is going to be used behind the barn. There's a shape right here. And I'm going to soften the edges so it'll kind of melt in whatever I put in there. So I'm going to flip this over. I'm just going to give a little more pop. And a little more pop of this. And a little more pop of that. One more time. All right, so I want this area to be really, really, really light yellow because like the sun's coming through that. Care if some of that gets right into the roof. It doesn't matter. I do just want it to move around and be pretty. And you know, sometimes all I want is I just want to have fun. So I'm just going to use a little bit of cobalt blue just to get a nice little good start. And I'm actually going to paint this right now. And I'm going to let things kind of just move in and not get too excited. My goal is that everything has some paint on it except for that white spot. And besides that, everything else can be painted. It can have different colors. It's okay. In fact, I'm going to do right here just some more, just a light blue. I'm going to put some water right here because otherwise I'll have bad things going on. As long as there's water, I'm really cool. I can't do anything. But the minute it gets too dry, then I got issues. Okay. So all I'm just doing a little circle just for fun of it. It's a little obnoxious, but kind of fun. But right now, I want to know where my white is white. I'm not liking something, so rather than mucking with it, I'm going to use a little water. And I do that a lot. And I move and adjust. I don't know if it's the color I just chose. What watercolor does. I love it when I just allow it to do its thing. I don't argue with it too much. I just say, oh, okay, I can live with that. Let's go ahead and look at the biggest shapes that we need to get. The rooftop, the tree, there's a dark shape here, dark shapes here. This is the color I changed over to, and I think I like that better. Kind of trying to think tree-like. That's a tree-like shape. At least that's my goal. Did I make it? I don't know. All right, well, that was ugly. Ew. Ew, we're not going to do that. Oh. We're not going to do that because that was ugly. I'm trying to make sure that I have some sky holes. You know, you will see green, you will see all kinds of different colors in an autumn tree. They really are just really fun. To go ahead and work on the roof at the same time because I kind of want it to blend in, not to be too obvious. And I'm going to get kind of a gray. There you go. That works. That's a very nice gray. And I'm going to go around a little gently because everything is wet still. And I'm going to go back and forth, allowing it to kind of bleed into some of this. Starting to dry again. Still trying to get a little movement there. Same gray, nothing dramatic. I'm going to go back and forth with color so it's fun, not boring. And see, that's an interesting, fun roof. Whereas I could have just put it gray because that's actually what it is. But I don't think it's as fun as this. God knows I like fun. It's got to be the right time where you just blow it. I don't know. I change color. I think this is going to wind up being a little darker. So I've got this big shape, that big shape. Maybe I'll throw a little splatter. Now I'm going to do a little blue again. I'm going to make it a little darker blue on the edges. And then I'm just going to kind of melt it into the rest of it. I'm going to kind of move that. Just exactly actually what it did is there was this dark and it just kind of moves into it. It was very cool looking. So we put color here, and I need to have distant trees. It would be bluish, greenish, kind of ugly in the background. Now, how am I going to make trees do nice things? The first thing I've got to do is I've got to squeeze. I want to make sure that I am not making it really bold. Okay, it's just in the background. Nothing dramatic. I don't know if I've got enough water here. Let's see what happens. I have this wonderful bloom, and I'm debating, do I hate the bloom? I may hate the bloom. So I want to show you when I have an issue, typically you can just do this. And I sprayed it. I'm just gonna let it drain off a little bit, and I'll come back through and fix it again. It really, people think watercolor is so hard. You just don't know the tricks to make it do nice things. Now I'm just playing. Okay, stop. Drop that brush. I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't stop. It is hard sometimes to drop the brush. It really is. I mean, sincerely hard. It's for me too. It's not just you. It's everybody. That's why I love that name of my channel. It's because it is hilarious. So let's work on my little circle again. Imagine that. Okay, is anybody else enjoying that? I just love making it move. Maybe it shouldn't be that exciting, but boy, I just really get excited about color. Now I know that I need to get the house a little bit darker. So before I go any further, I'm gonna go ahead and make the house darker. And I'm gonna blend this into that. Is going Cobalt, just a tad of color so it's not so boring. And at the same time that I'm doing that, look, I'm just hooking it right there. I'm hooking it right into that, all of that. Now I know that there's a little brown, so I'm gonna use the same brown, but more brown. And I'm gonna switch and do kind of different colors. Now, you see right here, I'm going to now kind of blend it in. I want this to be brown and the other one not. But I do want a little, just shading that says, oh yeah, there is something there. And so I'm just going to tap it. Now I notice right now, there's absolutely no difference between this and that. I gotta make something different so I can recognize that that house is that side of the house. So I think I'm just going to do this. See this right here? I just want to get background trees. I'm just kind of moving it around, trying to say, oh yeah, grass. Here it is. Look at that. That's grass. We are going to go ahead and start doing some details. And you can see I can get the gray, but also I get a darker brown. There is this door. And the door kind of moves different colors. And so I'm just going to kind of do that. And I'm just going to kind of soften it up. Hints of board. The board goes goes actually way over here. Covered a board that I was supposed to leave there. There we go. I'm just gonna pull it out. There was actually one other board too that I forgot over here, and it's kind of laying there on it, so I'm just gonna pull it back up. Windows are not black. I swear to God, I know for a fact that they look black in the picture. They're lying. It is a mainly gray, I'm thinking. When I do this more, I'm just gonna pop some in and then clean back up, because I don't want it to be, and I'm gonna kind of move it with my hand. Do you see where I'm holding my hand and just moving it? But even through here, it's still there, but it's very subtle. So, you know, you want to be subtle. I'm going to kind of shove it up. Probably more than I wanted in the middle there. Get a little darks right here, that curve. I got a little too bold. I'm gonna soften that up. And I'm going to soften it into the ground because I don't really want it to be just little darks here and there. I'll even soften it up a little bit. Don't like it how hard it is. There is another line that it goes all the way across. So I'm gonna get, again, being pretty ugly colors, and just kind of tap it in. It is crooked, and it's not, and so I'm allowing watercolor actually do what it does, and I'm just gonna shove it. Now let me get a little thicker paint. There's a line here, and then right here, there's movements. And if I didn't quite get it, I'm just gonna tap some out of it. I was trying to get a dry stroke, and it didn't happen. I'm gonna put some little more dark here. Video on how to do dry brushing, which is what I'm basically doing. There seems to be a board right here. I'm just kind of gonna cover that back up. Okay, happy days. I can, if I want a little more movement, I can do this, kind of move it. So I'm trying to get this feeling of old barn. Kind of crooked. It's like, And we can do a little line work if we want to. It's nice to do it when there is, well, it's wet, and I'm melting it right into the grass because I don't really know what it is, but whatever. It doesn't have to be anything important. It's just there. There we go. Now I'm doing it. Yay! have no idea why, it just is. There's a line here. That would be good to get that in. I have line works. It needs to be line works. And this is little detail far as I'm concerned. But this is what makes it pretty. That time that you spent doing some line work. All right. Now it has interesting movement. It has movements here. Now, what I see is this very faint shadow right here. And I'm going to try to just put it on there just like that, because it's just this faint shadow. It's very fun. Okay, and I'm going to get the shadow by just softening that edge, bring it into the... Okay, that's cool. Do you guys think that's cool? I think that's cool. It's doing something for me. And look, it just kind of exploded, but it doesn't hurt anything. It doesn't hurt a thing, because I have all this mess anyway. It kind of makes sense. Now, I feel that the value from here to there don't cut it. So I'm going to have to do something about that. And I don't know if I can do this while I'm doing it. I may make messes. It's possible. I just want this to be a little darker. That makes me happy. Isn't that hilarious? It's weird. There are things that are so exciting about watercolor. I just can't stand it sometimes. All right. There's this little boards, and I'm just going to soften it up here and soften it up there. All these little things at the end just makes it pop. Coming. It's really coming. I love it. Driveway, this part would be darker. So I'm going to do that. This is a good time to do it because then I get a nice soft edge. I'm just putting a little dark so it's not just so flat. I don't think it's dark enough yet. Let me work a little bit more. Darker, baby. All right, hang on. I go make a green. Okay, that ain't cutting it. Let's see. This nice thing that I made so pretty, it actually has a whole bunch of little scrapes and scratches to it. So let me do this. Not that much. Okay, I like that better. That's what I wanted. Just a little scrape. Now, this actually comes more down to here onto that brown. There's a dark area here. Okay. And then there's a dark area here, and it goes, there's a shape, and there's another shape, and another shape, and then there's dark shape here. They're just shapes. I'm not really totally sure what they are, but they're just shapes. Now, there might be a little dark on just here and there. Really gentle. I'm softening the edges. Does that enough that identifies the sun shining through? That's kind of what you're looking for, is am I saying enough that you know what's going on? Is I'm going to cut this right about here. So I'm going to go and get coral, and then I'm going to get a darker brown, and then I'm gonna just soften it up. I'm gonna, okay, and if I cut it here, then I probably need to bring it in just a little bit more in the house. You know, and these are just little things. Nothing too dramatic, but I will bring this right here, and I just give it a little more oomph. I'm looking this area. There's a dark area right here. I have no idea what it is, but we're just gonna call it a dark area. Then I can see that there's a dark here. Now I'm just playing. Am I gonna get in trouble? I may. Maybe I should stop. What do you think? See, when I start thinking I need to start, okay, maybe that wasn't a good idea. Okay, well, yep, I'm thinking I better stop. What am I doing? Okay, I do need to get a little bit more of the yellow again because I lost some of it. Gotta stop before I get in trouble. I see trouble coming around. Anything? All right, there has to be a really dark pole, just literally going to make a little shape. I have no idea what it is. So I can never do this. You want to do one fell swoop. You don't want to do that, but I just did. But you try just to make it a big fell swoop. I like this. It's kind of like this crooked line. It's much thicker than it was. It's no big. There's also a hole. I like the hole. Does the hole make that? Just thought it was cute. And it was in a fun shape. It goes this way, and then it goes down and around. Just a shape. Make sure I've got all my line works. Line works. Thicker, some skinnier. You don't want the same, all the same. You want it to be a little different. All right, I think I better stop before I get in trouble. This is the hard part where you go, okay, maybe I need to do this. Maybe I do that. Maybe, yeah, and you probably shouldn't. Okay, I think I better stop. Yeah, definitely. I just gotta stop. All right, it's been fun. I hope you guys had a good time. That was a fun barn. So exciting. I wish I could have stopped a few steps back and not have painted so much. I put too much information. I didn't need that much information, but that's okay. I got a little tight. It happens. We're learning. Always learn. Every picture is a learning experience, and each one has different problems. Go down to the link and look for the picture, the value study, and the sketch, and paint along with me. So when you don't know what you're doing and you're playing, boy, I was having problems. I kept trying to tell myself, drop that brush, please. But I just wasn't listening. And it wasn't good, and I can watch myself doing it, which is really annoying because I'm gonna look at it and think, oh my God, Michelle, just drop the brush, please. Drop the brush, like, subscribe, and ring that bell, and you have a wonderful day. Take care, bye. Time.